Well, I'm here to tell you there is some moving and shaking going on in the Indiana Fever organization because they have definitely let go of a player. Now, I know y'all thinking, what does this mean? This means Caitlin Clark return is sooner rather than later. Could that be why we did not see Caitlin come back? I mean, we did not see Caitlin travel with the team this past week. I don't know.
The Indiana Fever just made a move so cold, it sent a shiver down the spine of the entire WNBA. A player who was supposed to be a temporary savior, Kyra Lambert, was unceremoniously cut loose before her contract ink was even dry. In an instant, every basketball fan with a social media account started connecting the dots, and all those dots are spelling out the two words Indiana has been desperate to hear: Caitlin Clark.
Guys, today the Indiana Fever have officially released Kyra Lambert, a guard from overseas who Stephanie White signed on a trust me bro recommendation. Somebody who Stephanie White didn't even know existed up until about 8 days ago. Unfortunately for Kyra Lambert, her time on the Indiana Fever has come and her time on the Indiana Fever has gone. Best of luck to you and your future endeavors.
This wasn't just another name shuffled on a roster. This was a calculated sacrifice. It's the kind of ruthless decision that separates championship-caliber front offices from the rest. When you waive a player signed to fix a crisis before their 7-day emergency contract even expires, it's not about their skill. It's about clearing a path. And in Indiana right now, there's only one player you tear down the entire set for.
Now, why is this move curious? Well, Lambert was on a 7-day deal. So the Fever could just be looking at this break knowing that her contract was going to expire anyway and not wanting to waste her time. But under the hardship rules, as that it has been, put out there and publicized, the Fever only had to release one of the two players between Odyssey Sims and Kyra Lambert once Caitlin Clark was back. But one of them was going to have to go once they...
Just last week, Kyra Lambert was living her dream. Fresh off a dominant run in the Greek L1 League, she was the answer to the Fever's prayers. She spoke with a powerful sense of faith, talking about trusting her journey and being blessed with an opportunity she had worked her entire life for. The organization welcomed her, and she looked poised to be a key role player on a team fighting for the playoffs. But her dream was about to turn into a nightmare.
It's a blessing, having the journey that I've had and just, remaining faithful, trusting God and doing the work, and just to see it all come back around and have this opportunity is awesome.
What's this opportunity in the W mean, given all that you've worked to get to this point?
Yeah. I mean, it means everything, to, again, just remain faithful and trust the process. It speaks to resiliency, it speaks to faith, and I'm really excited to be here.
What's your familiarity, if anything, with this team, with Steph, with how they want to run things?
Yeah, I've been watching the W for years. It's the best basketball in the world, so, I've been watching and I've been...
Let's not forget why Lambert was even there. The Fever's point guard situation was a catastrophe. Caitlin Clark was sidelined with a nagging groin injury. Ari McDonald's season was over with a broken foot. Sydney Colson was out with a torn ACL. The team was in a freefall, so desperate for a ball handler they brought in Lambert on a hardship exception, a temporary lifeline to keep them afloat.
Clearly, Odyssey Sims has played herself into more of a role for the Fever. She got a bunch of minutes in the game on Sunday, 42 minutes for Sims. Lambert didn't play, right? So you can see relative one to the other where the Fever were looking at things from the pecking order standpoint. Now, there's also the Sophie Cunningham injury, but to be honest, I'm not sure how that would impact things unless they felt they needed somebody at that position rather than more depth at the point guard position.
Her trial run at her dream job lasted less time than it takes to watch a YouTube video. Lambert saw under 60 seconds of action against the Connecticut Sun before the team packed her bags for her. She wasn't cut because she failed. She was cut because she was never meant to succeed. She was a placeholder, and the person she was holding the place for appears to be ready to reclaim her throne. And what happened next would expose the team's entire strategy.
We just saw the most pointless contract of all time. The most pointless 7-day of all time. Kyra Lambert. They didn't even give Kyra Lambert a page on the WNBA website. I'm not joking. Like, you type in WNBA.com and you look at the Fever's last game. Maybe they updated it because she actually saw the floor. Fever versus Connecticut. Kyra Lambert played a grand total of 4 seconds. She played 4 seconds. It would have been better off just to not play her. Oh wait, it rounded up to 5. They didn't even give her a WNBA page. They did not even give her a WNBA.
Here's the clue that has turned every Fever fan into a detective. Weeks ago, the team also signed Odyssey Sims, a 33-year-old veteran with over 300 games of experience. The math was simple. With Sims on the roster, they wouldn't need to cut anyone when Clark returned. But adding Lambert complicated things. When the Queen came back, someone had to go. And who got the axe first? Not the seasoned veteran, but the temporary fix. This was the biggest signal yet.
Fever fans, I don't know, we might have some good news. Well, we might have some great news. Cece, my precious Cece, might be returning. Might be. You hear me? Because they just released Kyra Lambert. You hear me? She had 3 ACL tears. So she wasn't good for nothing anyway. She fragile. How you have that many ACL tears? But thank you for providing us 7 days of your presence. You hear me? We needed you to fill in. You hear me? Because the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is about to return and do.
But if you think the timing of this move was a coincidence, you haven't been paying attention. ESPN just updated their injury report, moving Clark's estimated return date to August 26th. The Fever are about to enter a convenient week-long break in their schedule after their game on Sunday. Insiders and broadcast teams have noted this is the exact window Coach Stephanie White wants Clark to return to practice, giving her the multiple days she needs to get game ready.
But we did know that once Caitlin Clark was back, one of the 2 hardship signings was going to have to go. So that's naturally where people's heads were thinking when it was reported on the ESPN broadcast that Clark, the hope was she would return to practice this week. With target dates the 22nd, 24th, 26th, those games being thrown out as potential return dates. Now, I don't have any other updates on that. I mean, I took Stephanie White's comments as they hope still she returns at the regular season a little less confident than the previous.
The stakes could not be higher. The Fever are currently clinging to a playoff spot, just 2.5 games ahead of being knocked out entirely. Yet they are also only 3 games behind the powerhouse New York Liberty. The margin between a first-round exit and home court advantage is razor-thin, and Caitlin Clark's return is the one variable that could change everything, turning a fragile hope into a legitimate threat.
Can the Fever please invest in international scouts? They definitely need to invest in international scouts because I know your boy John Liquidator ain't the best advocate when it comes to overseas players, but something I would say, they play hard, bro. Those overseas players play like they got something to prove. I give them that. But far as me, I feel like we got enough talent here at home in our home country to get players. Somebody said every day I question if Amber Cox and Stephanie White are even on the same page.
Imagine working your entire life for one shot. You dominate overseas, you stay ready. You speak of faith and trusting the process. You finally get the call from a WNBA team, and you think this is it. This is what Kyra Lambert experienced. She was welcomed, she said all the right things, and she was ready to contribute. But in the cold, hard business of professional sports, being a perfect fit doesn't matter when a superstar is waiting in the wings.
Throughout her second season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has posted 16.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game for the Indiana Fever. Clark started the season on a tear under Stephanie White, but has since struggled to stay on the court, playing her second season as a professional. The Fever have 9 remaining games of their regular season schedule. They have a long break before their next matchup on Friday. The venue will be open, giving Clark a chance to rehab as the Fever take several days off from games.
Let's be brutally honest about what Clark's return truly means. One analyst did the math. Clark missed 20 games, and the Fever went an even 10-10. If she had played, and they'd gone a very possible 15-10-5 instead, their record would put them in contention for a top 2 seed. Her presence doesn't just add points, it changes the entire geometry of the court, creating space for everyone else, and drawing the opponent's best defenders.
Fever, we have a chance. But the only thing I'm concerned about is she 100% healthy? You hear me? And I need to know what's going on with Sophie. Cause that's her enforcer. Cause everybody else on the team be acting like they scared and softer than Charmin tissue. You hear me? Y'all better protect my precious CC by any means necessary. Playoffs. That's right there in the view. You hear me? Here we come. The referees need to get it in gear. I still don't trust Stephanie.
This reveals the front office's masterful, if ruthless, planning. They signed the veteran Sims first, securing a reliable presence. Then they added Lambert as a temporary patch. By structuring the deals this way, they maintained maximum flexibility. Cutting Lambert was the easiest, cleanest move, allowing them to keep their veteran leadership intact while clearing the runway for Clark's landing. It wasn't a panic move, it was the final step of a plan set in motion weeks ago.
That they are being extraordinarily deliberate with every step in this process when it comes to Caitlin Clark. But like I said on Sunday, that's the kind of win, if I'm CC, that I watch and say, I got to get back out there. Like, nothing can stop me from rejoining this team this season. That fight that they showed out.
But here's the twist nobody saw coming. In Clark's absence, this Fever team forged a new identity. They didn't collapse. They got tougher. Players like Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard discovered new levels to their game, proving they could win high-pressure matchups without their star. The team that might have been dismissed as a one-player show is now a battle-hardened unit. Clark isn't returning to save a team, she's returning to supercharge one.
If she's going to play, I hope that she comes back successful. I hope that she can come back as a difference maker, because the playoffs are around the corner and the Indiana Fever are much better when she's on the team. She takes so much responsibility and able to dictate pace and able to control the momentum of the game and also generate points for herself and for others. And she makes the game easier for all her teammates. So I know they would love to have her back. My biggest concern is the injuries, and for selfish reasons, I would prefer her, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese to just sit out for the rest.
So the million-dollar question remains, when will she be back? All signs point to the home game against the Seattle Storm on August 26. It's the perfect scenario. It comes right after the team's long break, giving her a full week of practice to get her rhythm back. This would leave her with around 10 to 12 regular season games to shake off the rust before the playoffs begin in mid-September.
I mean, it has come down to this season and Caitlin Clark's return. If they hope to make the playoffs, this is what's got to be done. She's got to come back, and she's going to have to win. And she's got to win even with Stephanie White as her coach. Good Lord, she will be the GOAT if she can pull that off at this point.
This sets up the dream scenario that is being whispered about in every corner of Indiana. Imagine Caitlin Clark returning, fully healthy for the final stretch. The team, already confident, goes on a tear, winning 8 or 9 of their last 10 games. They storm into the playoffs not just as a participant, but as a team with home court advantage, momentum, and a superstar ready to make a statement. The stage is set for a Hollywood comeback. The Fever's front office has made its move, the schedule has aligned perfectly, and the team has proven it has the depth to support its returning star. But in the cutthroat world of professional sports, scripts are rarely followed. The entire plan hinges on Clark returning to form immediately. The only question left is, will this massive gamble pay off?